So what's up guys, it's your boy Young E, and today we'll finally review, well this is my first review, but today we're reviewing one of my favorite rap artists. He's so talented, his name is Logic, and we're reviewing his sophomore album, The Incredible True Story. And I'm just going to get right to it. If you're a Logic fan, I love you, appreciate you, keep doing what you do, support him. And if you're not, please check him out. He's one of the, to me, in my opinion, he's one of the best rappers we have right now, lyrically. So, first track off his sophomore album, and let's get into the whole concept before we go track by track review. So, Logic, I commend this man because he took the time to create a story for us. Not only an album, but there's story about Earth and how we destroyed it and set in the future 100 years, and they're basically on another planet looking, or they're in space and they're looking for a paradise, which is a planet they hope to seek. They hope to live life there, and so they're on this ship, and there's two dudes. There's Kai and Thomas, and they're having a conversation throughout the album. And on Contact, the first track, they're like, so what are you doing? I just got done listening to Logic's first album, Under Pressure, and I was gonna pop in the second one, which is The Incredible True Story. And so in Contact, the very beginning, before that conversation, there's drums and their music kicks in, and right then and I'm like, okay. Now I commend the production of this album. It's sonically, this album is great compared to Under Pressure. Sonically, this album to me is better, because when I tell you Contact comes on, it feels like you're locked in. You're in a movie and you need to pop popcorn because this is gonna be great. And then just close your eyes and imagine, because you are not, like, you're in space when you listen to Contact. And so they pop in the album. Fade Away comes on, and Fade Away was the third released single before the album came out. And Fade Away is great. It basically talks about how he's going to do something before he fades away, and your name can be remembered too if you do something great. And man, I commend this man. I love this song. Every time I listen to this song, I just feel like, riding late at night with the windows down, wind blowing, fade away, you know what I'm saying? Great vibes with this song, really appreciate it. One of my favorites. It's hard to not listen to. The third track is Upgrade, and Upgrade, man, Logic has really upgraded. He started from the bottom, and he really elevates to the top, and he's still elevating. He's always getting better. He has proved that his flow and the stuff that he can flow on is getting better, and Logic has definitely upgraded. And it's just a song to the haters that think he's, his flow hasn't changed, and Logic is definitely elevated. Now, the fourth track, now we have some scenes on this album, and this is the first scene that we get. It's called White People, and it's kind of funny. To me, I really like the way that when you listen to the album, the song ends and it just leads into the next one. This is an album where if it's your first or second or third listen, you need to listen to it from start to finish, no shuffle, just start to finish. And to really understand it, don't shuffle it yet. Okay, so White People is a scene, and Kai and Thomas are talking about, they're having this funny conversation, and I like the way Logic scripted it. He put a lot of depth into it. And I really like it. And so White People is basically, they're in space and they're getting this message. Now, Thalia was from Under Pressure, and she was basically like a guide for us, and she talks about Logic and how the album was created for Under Pressure, his first debut album. Thalia is in this album too, but she doesn't serve that purpose. She's like Thalia 2.0. She's upgraded and she can do a lot of things. And so she's like, she tells them there's an incoming message, and the captain in space is like, don't come knocking, so they're getting scared, and they're like, okay. And so it leads to Like Whoa, which is the fifth track on this album. And man, Like Whoa was the second release single. I really like this. It's a fun, jump up and celebrate song. Like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Very upbeat. And it's like, man, Logic, I've seen the behind the scenes. He put a lot of work into the song, more than you know. Listen to it over and over, and you'll find out all the layers that he added. I really appreciate that man for that purpose. And the sixth track, now I'm still debating on what my favorite track is, but man, I'm just gonna say right now that lyrically, this is the best track on this album. It's called Young Jesus, and it's the debut for his homie Big Limbo. And Logic has known Limbo for years now, and we've known him as a member of Rat Pack. But man, his debut, man, he killed it, man. He just blew it up, and I really love Young Jesus. It was the first single that came out, and I remember I was sick, and I got this alert, and I was like, okay, so Young Jesus, you know, it was alright the first time I listened to it, but man, as I kept listening to it, oh my god, I started loving Young Jesus. And so I really like that one. Lyrically, it's just straight fire, you know, like I couldn't stop listening to it, and I know every word to it now, so I appreciate that, man, for that reason. Now, okay, so now we have the 7th track, which is Intermission, and what I really got from this song, it was a great song to chill to. I think this was the best produced song on it because I don't know, it's so crisp and clear, and it felt like it was hard worked on. I appreciate the beat. Lyrics are good too, and it tells a story, and I really like it. And I really like the scene at the end where there's the interview and the guy's talking to the kid, and he's talking about space, and there's Saturn, Mars, and there's the planet Paradise, and he's never been. It's really set in the future, and I really appreciate Logic for coming up with an in-depth script for this, and he really blew our minds away with this one. And so now let's see, we have track 8, I Am the Greatest. Now, I don't think anybody can tell you how hype I was for this track. This was the most anticipated track, of course, and only because in September, which was 2 months before he released the album, he put out a trailer for the album, and he walks in this room and starts making the beat on this keypad or whatever, this machine. And I tell you, when that bass drops and the beat comes on, oh my gosh, and it's like a sample from someone saying I am the greatest, and I really love it, man. The lyrics are good. It's just a hey to the haters, you know. I don't care about you. I'm not caring about your comments or your complaints. I'm me. I'm the greatest at what I do, and I appreciate Logic for this track. I really like to jam to this track, and it's good. Next, we have a scene called The Cube, and you know, if you're a real Logic fan, you know how much Logic plays with the Rubik's Cube and how he's good at the Rubik's Cube, and it's all about the mind. And when he solves the Rubik's Cube a lot, and we see all these videos of him doing it, it kind of reminds me of, you know, his raps. You know, he puts effort into the raps, he writes them, and it's all about the mind, you know, being creative. And it's like solving Rubik's Cube to me. That's my opinion, and I appreciate him for that. It's a short scene, like 30 seconds. Next, we have Lord Willin'. Now, this was the first track I heard from this album, like when the day it came out, because like I was all over the place. Anyways, Lord Willin', man, it's one of the greatest songs on this album, man. It's just so heartfelt, you know. I really like the beat. I appreciate, I think it was Seasick who made this. If I'm wrong, correct me. But yeah, I really like this. And Lord Willin', the lyrics were good. You can just listen to this in your car, like he said. Next, we have City of Stars, and of course, we get this Kanye West flow from it. And I really like City of Stars, and it's just like talking about hip hop today, hip hop back in the old days. Now, we all know the track, if you're a Logic fan, Nicki, from his first album, Under Pressure, and it was like a metaphor, you know. At first you listen to it, you think about it, oh, he's talking about a girl, but it's actually about nicotine and cigarettes, how he was addicted to smoking back then. And so that's what we get with City of Stars, but it's about hip-hop, you know. He says, this ain't a love song, you know, it's about hip-hop. He's breaking up with hip-hop, and he's just in his own lane, and he's going to make music that we love and appreciate. And people shouldn't hate on that. Everybody likes what they like, and you have your own opinions. And so we have Stainless, man. This is one of the most creative ways he can use his flow on a track. I really like this track for the simple fact that well, he does tell a story. He always tells stories with his raps, but the creativeness and the level of creativity he uses is just like up here. Compared to some of his songs on this album, just the repetitiveness of his words, rapping, just sonic like speed, like fast. Like I'll never be able to rap that fast. I gotta practice at it. And Stainless, man, it's like squeaky clean, bright, vivid imagination. When the beat comes on, he paints a picture with it. You just sit back and listen to him, like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, you really are Stainless, Logic. He's a perfectionist, and I appreciate him for that. Next, we have the scene Babel. It's one of my favorite scenes on the album, and it's just talking about, Kai and Thomas on the ship. What if they get to the planet Paradise, and what if they destroy it like they did on Earth? And it's very deep, and I really liked it. Well written, and the beat for this is kind of like an intro to the next track, which is Paradise, and I like that it builds up to that. I like the scenes, I like what they do with the scenes. And Paradise is, kind of slow but groovy song, and some deep lyrics, man. He talks about a lot of personal stuff that happened in his past. Follow me to paradise. Like the future on it, and after the singing happens from the feature that was on it, and we lead to this semi other half of the song. We lead to the other half of the song where this was all recorded, by the way, when he released his first album. This song right here and Fade Away. I know that he worked on this album before he released the first one, and this album too. But this song was written before the first. So, or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I definitely like Paradise, and it really is one of the best on here. Next, we have Never Been, and this is one that will get stuck in your head. It's very catchy, and just forget your haters, man. You've been working harder than you've ever been. You got to believe in yourself. That's really the underlining message that we get from this. And then next, we have track 16, which is Run It. And when I say Logic runs the game right now, and just of all the stuff he's done in his career, Logic runs this, man. C6 produced this, and he does a great job at producing. I love C6 beats, and Logic, man, he can flow in this song. 3 strong verses. You'll like this one, definitely. Then we have the last scene on the album, and it's the best scene on the album in my opinion. It's called Lucidity, and they're talking about just the earthly things that they had in the past that they really abused, that they wish they had now, because everyday life on Babel, where they're staying at, where they're trying to find paradise, everyday life for them now is searching for paradise. They never have the necessities that we have today that we take for granted. So I really like that one. And last but not least, this song right here, it's the song The Incredible True Story off the album The Incredible True Story. Man, the beat, oh my gosh, the music behind this is I really like the music on this song. It's basically, it's the best message on the album. We grow up to do what our parents did or what somebody else wants us to do. Do what you do, and do it for the love of it. Don't ever do nothing for the money. If you don't like what you do, find something that you do that you like it, because that's what Logic does with his raps. He loves rapping, and he's talented at it. So overall, definitely cop this one. It's one of the best albums of 2015 and one of the best of the decades. In my opinion. I know y'all probably think I'm going too far, but no. This is just me at a young age liking a very talented rapper. And yeah. So I score this. I'm gonna give it a 9. 9 out of 10. Of course, nothing is flawless, But this is me signing out. Logic Review. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate the interview.